close all of that. Alrighty. So, last time with the island private investigation uh, uh, on this island of Myk'Isle, Joan basically fell asleep on the couch. Um, the physician and the rabbit accompanied.
It's the most peace she's had.
The physician and the bunny accompanied Maury through a couple of rooms because Tong had locked herself in her bedroom for reasons. So they had to go get her. Once they had fetched Tong and talking with a sand Spinosaurus and facing their fears in the opposite order of that.
I'm still connected.
Joan had a little talk, or had a little interview with Tong, where some backstory stuff was revealed.
You missed everything.
And then you are asked to look into that pile of ash that was in the middle of the atrium for the reward of your homes being paid for. While Tong was talking with Sahir and Iseline, Joan and the physician went to take a look at this pile of ash, where they found that wherever it was not magical, and that there was still a little bit of engraving on this object that read as J and E. Now, Joan had somehow missed the fact that everyone picked him up right in front of the store. And then Joan and Iselina came back up with a silvery thread and gave it to Joan, who concentrated on it and witnessed Tong's memories of what happened. Then you all decided to go ask people in Kamiya Cottage, where the physician was disappointed because he wanted to talk with someone that was actually intelligent. But then you ended up talking with someone with a -1 intelligence.
Delightful.
But basically, the object was initially delivered to the Kamiya Cottage before it was delivered to Tong's magnificent mansion. After that, you decide to go check out this A&E Emporium, where you found the owners of the establishment are perhaps need to have their experimentation license revoked for negligence. And after your talk, you met up with an Owlin who witnessed and followed the person who made the purchase of the original object. and acquired by absolutely legal means a medallion off this person. And so, this week, we will rewind slightly to.
No.
You don't have a choice. I'm the DM here.
I took you out of the TARDIS so I can take you out of the bunny too.
We'll rewind slightly so that we can have the initial reactions and conversations between Iseline and Sahir. So pretty much winding back to the more or less the start of the previous session. Another thing that was discovered last session, but not in character at all, was that Lunch is Tooth's lawyer.
What?
That was something we all decided was happening.
Lunch's tooth lawyer?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
Yes.
concerned about the implications this has for his wine press.
He is a great lawyer. He has his own
Now
little
that-
nice suit.
Wait, what was that?
I said he's a very good lawyer. He has his own little nice suit. He went to law school.
Okay, that's what the AR work is. Okay.
Yeah.
Lunch's lawyer.
It's Lunch the
Because
lawyer.
I've seen that, and it's like, okay, it's very cute. I don't get what the context is, but it's very cute. Lunch the lawyer. See, I guess the first thing that came to mind for me is like, okay, what did Tooth do now?
He got a lawyer.
Lunch took the bar
I
exam.
wonder what
And
retainers.
oh man, now I'm going blank on her name. The pig is the muscle.
Emerald?
Mm. But yeah, so basically the only thing that we'll go over very quickly for those that were not there last session was that Mori, the woman that Tong was sleeping in her lap when you first met them, that absolutely didn't lead into a side tangent on certain things. Basically, we say that gonna have to apologize. It's going to be a few minutes. I need to go get Tong since she locked herself in the bedroom, even locked the servants' entrance, so she has to go the long way around through the dread rooms. Then the physician offered to go along with her, and she offered you if you want any snacks for the mansion servants to bring you while you all waited.
I thought we fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, Joan.
Is this
Hmm? What was that?
You said that we fell asleep on the couch.
Joan.
Was that before or after snack? Oh,
I don't
Joan
know.
fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, Joan got a sandwich and then passed out on the couch.
And
Gotcha.
Carmeline tea. But while they're gone, if you want any snacks, the fox servants would bring you some, either on their backs or in their mouths, like carrying plates on their mouths. Then uh, the physician, Mori, and Tong would arrive back in the laboratory. Tong has got herself wrapped up like in a blanket burrito. And has conversation or interview with Joan before you get another job from these two, asking to investigate that ash pile upstairs, and basically shoes her and the physician up there while Tong has an interview with the two of you.
Okay.
So I think first of all is Dominic there right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure Sahira was the one that first made mention of wanting a permanent settlement, correct?
Correct.
Alright. So once John and the physician have gone up, Tom will turn to you and say, and where do you come from?
I know this answer, but I don't remember this answer. Did all that research. Let me see if I put it in Sahir's notes.
I know it's need to see a radio, but that doesn't help.
Right? I'm like, where is that place?
El
I know I've
Jadwan?
messaged it some once.
L what?
El Jadwan?
That sound familiar?
Maybe. Might just be how it's being pronounced. Make me go, what?
Jada, El Jadawan? Or Jadawan?
That sounds correct. And my phone doesn't want to load old Discord messages, so. I think there's only one place that it can be because it's Fantasy Arabia, but. Yes. So, I hail from Al Jadawan.
Alright,
I presume I pronounced it right. Here did.
um, and why is it that you chose to move here?
It's an opportunity to see new things and to be able to continue to hone my skills. And if we're completely honest, there may have been a minor kerfuffle with some minor noble, but minor details. Nothing major, I promise you.
Well,
It's like a little bit of a side eye.
from a personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of nobility either. That and you want to open a business here as well?
It's true. I'd love to share my cooking with all those around.
Do you have any place in mind?
Well, something not too out of the way. If there's a district where other restaurants are, then people already know where to look. But I hadn't a specific place in mind.
I mean, your companion, uh, and she'll look back at the papers she had Joan fill out, and like, Joan wanted to get some place between the market and the library for her cafe.
You didn't tell me she could cook.
Have you really asked her though? You're normally the one offering to cook for us.
Well, it's true, but usually these things come up. People like to talk about it.
Some people,
Or at least
yeah.
I like to think.
Now, did you have a place back home that you ran?
Did a lot of travel work back home. I did occasionally have a solid place, but I'd often serve people inside of their homes. A little bit of both. Sometimes I was working in restaurants. Sometimes I'd serve nobles in their homes. I've reached all kinds of people.
Do you specialize in anything in particular?
Well, I've spent extensive time studying the various foods of my homeland, so that is what I'm most specialized in. Uh,
But you're not, say, specifically a baker.
no,
It's a general food person.
yes, I am a chef.
Looks like we have quite a few chefs on the island. She'll say like a sort of like side glance to Maury, who's like over at a desk peering through a microscope. Well, I'm certain that we can find a place that is suitable. The offer to investigate that pile of ash applies to all of you, should you wish. And this time she'll give a more disapproving side eye glance towards Maury.
Pile of ash. Did somebody burn something and forget about it?
I'm sure once you meet back up with your companions, you can get more fuller details.
Understood. I will have to ask about this great mystery. Or common occurrence in a home.
Well, I'm sure we will appreciate having your business here on the island. See here. And
I appreciate your confidence.
and she'll have you fill out some forms while you're doing that. So turn towards Isleen.
On the paperwork. Read the fine print.
Read the 560.
Presumably say here can read. That makes sense in my head. Probably.
Probably.
I think so.
The D&D, we assume people are literate in areas that they historically were not, so as long as that assumption holds, yes.
I mean, for most of history, people could read and write their native tongue. It's just that when you talk about medieval literacy, most people consider people that are literate to be people that could read and write Latin.
Yeah.
Yes. And what of you? I don't recall you saying that you were specifically looking for a permanent settlement.
Quite sure what I'm looking for, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I can tell that you are one of the study or students of the arcane.
Yes.
There's potential that you could learn learn all about magic here. Sadly, I don't think that this world has any equivalent to a PhD, but that is what I have, or, well, the equivalent thereof. The Library of Alexandria didn't exactly have a doctorate's program or a master's program.
What is a PhD?
Uh,
Not sure I follow you.
yes, that's what I was. I know enough about magic that I can, uh, how to put it, teach at a school. Teach at a government-funded school, or privately funded school. Or just, I am very well learned in magic. Is all that you
I
need to know.
understand.
Actually, the two of us are very learned.
Oh, well, I'll certainly be able to learn a lot here then. I mean, I know the lovely little librarian, the book that I had checked out, she said was one that you had. I can't remember. Did she read it or was it one of hers?
Um,
We haven't played in so long. I can't remember half the stuff. I'm sorry.
the book that Islaine checked out was the one that inspired Tong to be a wizard.
Gotcha. She said that the book that I had checked out it was important in your own magical journey.
Mhm.
I had just trained under Master Ellison until he died.
Yes, that when I was but a kid, I stumbled into a tomb, more or less, and found it. When I began reading it, it was filled with the wonders of magic. Now, I didn't understand most of it, but that was still enough to where my mother asked if I wanted to learn how to utilize what was in it. And then she taught me, well, a fair bit of what I now know. I can't say I learned everything from her now, sadly.
You certainly learned a lot.
I did. But don't take this conversation as in trying to convince you to settle here. This place is, I suppose, a bit of a sanctuary for those that have had poor dealings with society. With poor treatment of half-elves and tieflings. They have a safe place in coming here.
I'm glad to hear that. I feel like I'm a bit out of place then. I wasn't born into a noble family, but I grew up in service to one. One of the I'll think about name later, sorry. But one of the grand dukes and their family encouraged me to and funded me actually to come here. So
Well,
I'm sure if I'm
if you want to, if you want to settle here permanently, just let us know. I'm sure Mori is going to insist that you get fair treatment along with your companions. But
that's kind of hurt. I'm confused as to why that seems to be a bad thing.
because we're paying out of it from our own pockets.
Oh, that
and,
makes
and
much
it's
more sense.
and it's not necessarily
That's
that it's a bad thing. It's just that when you get to where
it's
we're
taxing.
at, it's a lot of our components are expensive.
That I can understand.
Do they not have taxes?
You'll hear Mori. She says that we're working on it. Tong's just dragging her feet on it because she believes in a minimalist government.
She's like looking at the microscope, just saying this, like not even looking up, just looking at her microscope, doing her examinations. Tom's just dragging her feet because she believes in the minimalist government. It's just kind of like this fun little clip of voice. That to pay out of your own pockets is exceedingly kind. I I know I was given funds in my journey here. I could help if need be. I mean, granted, I don't quite know exactly how expensive things would be here, but
Are you okay, Marco?
I'm sorry, I'm losing it over realizing there's no tax system.
Alright, so
Is
you're
this
getting a little bit in character too.
is this government built by players or what?
Yeah.
Yes, it is built by players.
And the people are still very upset about the current ongoings.
They're upset about losing their free ride.
this is supposed to be a safe haven for people who've had issues with the world. So basically, this is people who just want a free ride and are now upset that there's issues with their free ride.
Really shouldn't have been advertised as one though. That's a terrible way to make a government. No matter how limited you want it. Sorry, it's completely out of character. Here's just comments here.
Why haven't the big corporations set up here yet?
I guess we'll die.
That's Atlantis.
They get the free tax break.
Everybody else has free tax breaks. It's not cool anymore. They can't go to a place where everybody has a free.
But then they get to
tax break.
export to places that do have tax. But they don't have to put up with it.
True.
Okay, so
I feel
Mm.
like sitting here talking about playing players, playing characters and doesn't have taxes, trying to figure out how it works.
There will be skyscrapers of mega corporations in 5 years, mark my words.
It sounds horrible.
Or there will be a tax system. That's the other option.
It sounds horrible.
so yeah, Mori just said that.
Yeah.
Well, when government is tyranny, I recognize that you have to sacrifice some liberties for safety. Can we get off this subject?
Of course.
I. So you're a wizard. Do you have any questions about this place? I mean, it's a pretty unusual, even from a magical standpoint.
Is it as relaxing as I think it is to just hang and float in that section where you just move according to what you think?
I mean, if you're not thinking of a direction, you don't go anywhere. I mean, you could push yourself off a wall and free float, but otherwise, it's as relaxing as being in zero gravity can be. Minus the detriments of losing muscle mass.
So zero gravity protected.
I don't know if this means that I should be incredibly concerned or it is, in fact, as relaxing as I think it is.
I mean, the only thing that's stopping you from testing that out is those forms that you're filling out.
Here continues to fill out his forms a little quicker.
Do you have any forms you need me to fill out since I'm undecided at the moment? Or
Not at the moment. Since you're,
Okay.
Come here.
you may or may not. But yeah. So when Sahir is done and hands them back, all right, you can go join up with the rest of your companions. And she's quiet for a moment. Oh, wait a minute. This will be helpful. And she'll like reach her, looks like a little paintbrush, like stick it to her head, and like as she's like drawing it away from the side of her head, a silvery thread will hang off of it, and she'll hand it to Iseline.
I'll handle it very carefully.
This would probably.
Have I heard or seen anything in my spellbooks to have an idea of what it is that she just handed me?
Roll Arcana.
I know me as a player. I was gonna say, I know me as a player knows, but I don't know if me as a character knows. Arcana, what is my Arcana? Oh, I hope I roll well. But if I don't, one moment, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Note to self: never think, oh, well, hopefully I roll well. Even if I don't, even if I roll a 1, the highest I can get is an 8. Rolled a 1. Oh, I have an 8.
It's a silvery thread, obviously magical. It should help with your investigation. You just need to concentrate on it.
I'm like cupping it in both hands so that I don't drop it.
And with that,
And then we'll
Hmm?
towards wherever we're supposed to be going.
All right, yeah. So you'll float back up. The two of you will find the physician like scrubbing at a piece of burnt metal. All right, the two of them discussing what else you could do. Uh, and we will fast forward slightly, still technically within the bounds of last session. But I think that this would be like a conversation that is taking place in between Kamiya Cottage and going to J&E Arcane Emporium.
Okay.
Because I'm sure some people have questions.
So, did the two of you decide to permanently settle?
I'm still undecided, but Mr. Strong said that I could just let her know when I had decided. If the physician is willing to let me impose upon his hospitality a little while longer, that will work. I guess I could always set up an area in the library if it let me. But I love that the bunny is clapping.
Trying to remember if I know that you're an ambassador or not.
Really an ambassador, but that's kind of the functionality of me, I guess. I got sent here by the Grand Duchy family that I was in service to with my master but then he died. I've been funded to come out to this island, and I'm kind of floundering from there. I was gonna say, I'm guessing Isleen notices the bunny clapping, so like, well, thank you. You obviously seem happy with me saying.
Yes.
Don't be nervous about that.
No.
Okay.
Joan tries to do a very subtle nod.
Joan tries for a subtle nod.
Before
Don't trust, as the reference you wouldn't get. Don't trust a bunny. Never trust a bunny.
before I forget, so basically what happened during last session was that Isley and Sahir, they came up and gave the silvery thread to Joan. Both he and I think the physician concentrated on it, and after probably a minute or two, the two of them would pull back and say, "Well, that explains the blanket."
What explains the blanket?
It's a box that caught itself on fire and well, I'm pretty sure Tong doesn't like fire.
Duly noted.
It's not that she doesn't like fire, it's that she's petrified of it.
It's
I
hard
was
to
trying
imagine
to
them
be
being petrified of
tactful.
anything, but if there's something to be petrified of, fire would make sense. Please make sure that I don't use fireball anywhere in her vicinity. I would feel horrible if I traumatized her at all.
Noted.
So box caught fire. And that's the pile of ashes.
Yes.
The metal thing that you're holding.
Were we cooking something in the box?
No, I think the
No.
box just caught fire on its own.
Flesh.
It was a gift box.
It's a gift box that caught fire. It sounds like a horrible gift.
Well, it was a gag gift.
Or a gift intended for more nefarious things?
Well,
Fake gift.
obviously.
Well, if it was an assassination, it definitely was a poor one.
I think it was less assassination and more meant to terrorize.
Hmm.
So this would likely be somebody who knows her well, because to know she's afraid of fire, you probably have to know her very well. Because I don't get the idea that she goes around saying, I'm scared of fire to a lot of people. If any.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right.
Suppose it could be a very poorly thought out and ill-meaning prank.
I don't think so, because we're pretty sure that the woman we saw meeting with the man we were looking for earlier was the one who bought it and sent it to her.
That is news to me. I wouldn't trust anything that those two are up to.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
At least this one didn't have a disease. That we know of. There's no disease, is there?
Yes, but there is someone out there already sullying my mostly good name.
That's what you're most worried about, the rear.
I'm mostly
We have a third unknown criminal on our hands. It could be you next.
My characters actually just continue to look at him with a straight face. I, however, cannot continue to look at my husband with a straight face as he's grinning over
I will say when they say like criminal, the bunny's gonna side eye the physician.
Before.
No, it's not all I care about. I just would prefer
a
not to
criminal on
be
my own
displaced
planet.
with soup. Barely even got there.
And you want to talk? You kidnapped me.
No remorse, no
I
shame.
love that. Look offended and then just no.
Joan kind of just looks between these interactions and just kind of just slowly shakes their head and just loudly sips their coffee.
I don't even know what to think anymore.
Alright. Slight fast
I am
forward.
somehow surrounded by criminals.
Fast forwarding slightly to the actual
Now
beginning
established
of...
that we're all criminals, except Isolene.
And we again, like, slightly
Hey,
fast
Joan.
forward. You have met the owners of the JNE, an elven woman by the name of Joan, and her Aarakocra business partner by the name of Echo. You have also met an Owlin, whom I don't believe you've gotten their name yet. But Joan has, I think, intimidated the person into quietly giving you a medallion he got off of the person that purchased the prank gift box.
Mm.
Of which is a... The medallion has a seal on it, but it's like two seals have been split in half and like put together.
Yeah, like the actual animal was seal.
No.
Seal.
No, like a family crest.
Oh, you guys missed my comment on the double seal because he's like, yeah, it's two seals stuck together, and I actually thought, actual seals, not like family seals.
So
Honestly,
basically
Crest-
two family crests
Yes.
mashed together.
Yes.
Crest would probably be a better word. Maybe.
Two family seals.
Sounds like the house divided.
Thank you, Shakespeare. What? opening of Romeo and Juliet. Well, Jen's laughing at something.
Eh.
I was more
Hey,
at
you
the
guys.
rivalry. She got it.
So that one half of it has the
It
letters
went to you.
VDV.
I feel stupid that it took me that long to get that. Sorry, could you repeat that, Arthur?
So one half of the medallion has the letters VDV.
BDV.
Bitty bitchy?
No. And that's
Alright, it
Wayne
sounded a lot like that.
And it's Wayne Weedy Weeky.
Whatever. I'm not Latin. I don't give a damn.
I do, because
That sounds way worse.
I care because I took classical
Bad
Latin
language
in
for a
high
reason.
school.
Nerd.
Okay, so are the rest of us here.
Yeah, it's like, this is not an insult. This is just a statement of fact for everyone here.
So, I believe Joan and the physician have already rolled history checks to see if they could figure anything out. Which
Mhm.
they
Very
did.
good.
Mm-hmm.
If the two
Oh,
of
they
you want
did.
to, yeah, if the two of you want to get anything or glean
Is
anything
this
out
for
of this,
investigation?
this would be
Medallion.
yeah, the medallion.
We're past the ash, dear.
I'm just generally confused today.
Eh.
It's mostly character though, so I guess it
History
works.
check, right?
Marco, I hope you have your sticky notes ready.
Yes, I do.
I want to look. I don't expect I'll know, but I want to look.
And you said history check, right?
Yes.
13.
Nothing could go wrong. Roll the dice. It's a nat 20.
Woo!
Okay.
Get this man a cookie.
All right. So, the two of you would know this because yeah. So
Universe hates me.
the two of you know this. Isleen, you have less information than Sahir does, but
Obviously.
you still know that who this family is because both those families are from the Montes Galacti region. Specifically, they are Shimburian nobility or Shimburian noble families. So here, what you get is that this is it's a merging of the family crests of Thies and Dagmar Vanderveet. Both of
You
whom
say feet?
it's
Thies.
Dutch. It's Dutch, so
It's Deutsch.
Okay.
it's nicht Deutsch. It's Netherlands.
Dutch,
Pretty
not.
Deutsch.
No, not German. Dutch.
Yes, so the spelling is weird.
So Feast and Akbar Vander. What?
Dagmar Vanderveen.
Vanderbeek. Okay.
Both of whom are ambassadors from this far off country called Shimver.
Wow.
And Dagmar is particularly well known for being quite a ruthless diplomat. And do you think that she might be playing some hand in blackmail. Blackmailing some people. But you're not quite sure. Those are only rumors.
Do they have any connections to my home country or to one of the fantasy Japanese countries that I can't remember the name of right now that have that I've done some
Yeah, so
mild. Yeah.
Dagmar is a general ambassador to the entirety of the fantasy Japan region.
Great.
Have I ever served them food?
Only if you served high nobility. Uh,
At the shrubs.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think so, but maybe not that high.
considering that she's coming from a foreign country, she's going to be like up there.
Yeah.
She's above where even I reach, in a way, is what it feels like. I might be wrong, though. I'm not exactly sure how the Grand Duchy in Swanbell works, but would actually she be considered a higher, well, obviously a higher ranking than me, but higher ranking than the Grand Dukes that I've served under?
What you're trying to tell me is that she is so high above me.
Or she's getting
I love
higher.
or she's getting the LDS missionary treatment. Where she's just getting meals from other nobility. But she would not be dining with the common people.
She's too
So the answer is highly unlikely because they don't go to my area very often. So even if I was serving nobility that we're hosting them, well, it's highly unlikely that those nobility would be hosting them.
unless she's in the
Excuse
business
me.
plumbing it.
I would say that
Anyways.
I would say that you have not met her personally.
That is okay.
And you would also know that she is half drow.
Well, this is most interesting. Two Family Crest, not a place I'm terribly familiar with, but
They're from Shimber.
they are from Shimber. And I happen to know the names. Once had a customer who was very obsessed with this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The
Feast
name
and
B.
what was the other one? Vanderbeek.
I would tell you
So
don't lean too much into
important?
draft. When you write drown, you write drown. What was that, Jen?
So important?
Ambassadors. One of them is the general ambassador for the
Yamato.
I'm sure the Yamato area.
I used to be an ambassador. And I guess technically I could be.
Very highly regarded. Very high nobility.
General reminder, because I think it was Joan that got the high roll last time. That Joan, you would remember that the name Vanderveen is a merchant family, very affluent.
And I think,
Yeah.
and I think is this the same half drow that has come up before? Female.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also somewhat familiar with her, even if I've never met her personally from my research of that area.
So, do we think they're involved? Or that perhaps somebody's trying to blackmail them? Or not blackmail. That's not the word I want.
Version?
I was gonna say she is in a relationship of some sort, isn't she? Don't know if it's this one, but or maybe I'm misremembering. My brain is not doing a good job of remembering D&D stuff today.
That sounds like something you and Arthur probably DM'd. They both go for their phones.
I'd be surprised, but
No, I think it's like because you mentioning her being in a relationship, I don't know where any of that would have come up. So I was wondering if it was something that you were remembering from talks that you have with Arthur since you guys conspire all the time.
or I'm mixing her up with one of the leaders of this island. Also
Yeah.
possible.
So, yeah, Iseline has seen the name Vanderveen before recently. It was on the Statue of the Founders.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Vanderveen. Where is my brain?
And if I'm remembering correctly, it was specifically Fleur Vanderveen, who is. I don't remember if you guys learned this information, but she is currently married to Miss Olivia Felrud. They currently have the surname Kamiya.
Yeah, that's what I was just realizing.
Aha. I was not that far off. But a little bit off. Because we have investigated that because of some of the things Iseline was familiar with.
So, what's her title again? Tommy and Tommy's Cottage. What's her title again?
So, officially,
Consort?
she is Consort Kamiya. Or,
Consort Kamiya. Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, they don't use the terms king or queen here since they're both women. It wouldn't make
No,
sense.
No, that makes sense. But I know I've seen the last name Vanderveen. It's on the statue by the in the market square. But it's Consort Kamiya's maiden name. So the person its medallion was taken off of is potentially related to Consort?
Possibly.
What makes you think they're related?
His last name. Consort Kamiya's maiden name is Vanderveen.
Mm. Is it a common name?
Not really.
No. Very well known name in Shimber, but not a very common one. Hold
So
up, you
that
said Shimmer
looks.
was German, not Dutch.
That is correct.
I know I can't see Mary's face, but I can just imagine what her face looks like right now.
Sure, if you want to show Jen my very puzzled face.
I think we need a few more pixels before that.
It's probably true. Can't zoom it in all the way.
Yeah, that was about my face. Sorry, there are boxes everywhere because we have the new computer.
It's also true.
Mm. Fair.
Before the outlet we got that medallion from walks away, actually, Joan will stop them and ask them a couple more questions. Like, wait, where did they modify that box?
Oh, it was just outside the place where they keep the orphaned kids. I think they don't have a title just yet. So I think they're.
The orphanage?
Well, I don't know if it's an official orphanage just yet. It's just where all the orphan kids are right now.
It needs to be official to be called an orphanage if that's where the orphans are.
Well, I have no reason to go
Kind
there. But yeah, it was just around back in the alley, adjacent to this orphanage.
You
You
wouldn't be
didn't
able to
think that was
point us in the
sketchy.
direction, would you?
I could.
Let's rephrase that. You're going to show us.
When the doctor says that, the bunny just goes.
Do you need me to?
Make an intimidation check.
Do I get advantage
Roll
because the
high,
bunny's
Megan.
doing it?
Yeah, sure.
Roll
No,
high.
damage.
All this to work.
This isn't working. Don't roll on carpet. It doesn't work.
Wait, who's rolling intimidation? The physician or the bunny?
The physician.
Oh, okay.
Aid from the bunny.
My roll was a 15.
Okay. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh. Hang on. I haven't pulled my sheet out. It's on.
Yeah, don't forget the sheet.
Sorry. But I feel really bad for this guy because he's probably about ready to shit himself. Because I might have rolled a nat 19. And the physician's got a lot. The oncoming storm. So. Oh my gosh. Every time. And then you tell me to fix it. Or scan and fix it. And then you're like, there's actually nothing wrong with it. So why did I scan and fix it?
Modern technology, isn't it great?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to solve all our problems. Make sure we don't have to worry about a lot of things.
Right.
Exact opposite.
Da-da-da. That's a 27.
Oh, jeez. Ask me out to dinner first, but alright. And for the benefit of the people that weren't there, this guy is short. He is in the small size category and has the plumage of a little owl.
Oh.
The bunny wants to ruffle his feathers.
But yeah, he'll begin guiding you over towards where he saw the person. And every so often he has to like stop a little bit because he's got a speed of 35.
The bunny's gonna follow him, like, you know how like toddlers do when like they see a puppy and they're just like, I want to touch it, but they're not quite sure if they can touch it.
Arms extended, kind of like, ee.
That is a rather interesting rabbit.
She's my spaceship.
No question, it's just roll.
Don't know what that is, but alright.
It's like just chat, like talking to herself, like, I didn't think he'd actually listen to what I just said. That worked.
Joan will offer a fist bump to you.
Sorry, I don't mean to disrupt the gameplay, but at the same time, my brain just had a really funny thought. So, one of my favorite cartoons ever is Scooby-Doo. There's 5 of us. And one of those is a creature, the bunny. So the bunny is Scooby. And I was trying to like fit in my head, so who's everybody else? And here's Shaggy because food.
I was gonna say, I think I know how this ends.
Sorry, but
I think
you're
Mary's
correct.
character would have to be Velma.
Me?
Uh-huh. Smart one.
I was thinking that might be the case, but at the same time, my rolls aren't always that great, and so I'm like, I don't know if I'm really Velma because I don't seem to always instinctively know. Joan actually seems more like Velma because she's been rolling great and figuring things out really easily.
Oh, just remember that you can't see a thing without your glasses.
Good point. I'm pretty sure the physician is Fred.
Yeah.
A very
I was thinking
disjointed
that too.
Fred. It's Fred.
I mean,
And so basically, Joan, or like, but at the same time, it's like Joan, I feel, has been rolling better than Iseline, and so it's like, is Joan
Maybe.
actually Velma and Iseline somehow Daphne?
I don't think we have a good Daphne.
No.
No.
We just have 2 Velmas? Awesome! I'll take 2 Velmas.
I could say someone could be Scrappy Doo.
No. Do not bring this into this call. You do not bring that specter of awfulness into this sacred land.
I haven't watched that show much, but from what I know,
Okay.
the physician does fit Fred because Fred, I think, from all the memes, is all about the traps, and the physician very much wanted to go into the dread rooms.
So the
Yeah,
super
Fred is-
optimistic one.
Fred's the one who like plans all the traps and things like that. Daphne is the damsel in distress who basically she's always the bait, or gets caught or something like that. Then you have Scooby and Shaggy that are just scared of everything and love their food. Like,
To be fair, there's a part of Sagira that is actually closer to Daphne than you would think. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. Just the way that he's like very lighthearted about things and like is willing to just like go with the flow of the social conversation.
I mean, to be fair, if something happens and I end up regenerating into 11, he may end up kissing everybody here, so I mean, fair warning.
So what's the marching order?
I mean, I guess I'll be right behind
We're following the
our
Owlin to the
fearful
alleyway
leader.
by the orphanage where the box was
John will be
enchanted.
second.
Okay,
We are
so
back to the ashram.
okay, so we have the Owlin, physician and bunny, Joan.
Mhm.
Here is somewhere distracted nearby, apparently.
Alright, so then
I'm probably behind Joan. I think I'm probably behind Joan and trying to make sure that we don't lose Sahir.
trying to make
Actually,
sure.
John will help out.
So I'm
This
next to Joan. So
this is
we
not the
have
time to split up and
Owlin,
search for clues.
Christian the bunny, Joan and I, and then Sahir. I feel like we need to put a rope on or something.
Okay. Mm. So first off, I want Sahir to roll either acrobatics or athletics.
Ah. Why are those so bad? We got a 19. Acrobatics.
You got a what?
19.
Wow. That's so. Given that your great excitement, I
Did a
take
good
that
job.
was a natural 20 that got modified to a 19.
No, it was a 17 modified to a 19.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is unfortunate on my end.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're
But,
the
you know,
DM. Fudge the numbers.
Make it impossible. Do it anyways for the story.
Do it for the vine.
all right. Well,
Heaven knows I've done it
Revenge
before.
Warhammer.
well. Okay then. So that was a 19 versus. That's the wrong character sheet.
We must remember that Sahir was dead from the start.
Does an attack of 40 hit?
No.
I love
Alright. And now I want Joan and Isleen to make perception checks.
Okay.
Because the two of you were.
Perception.
He is getting picked off from the back.
Yeah, because the two of you were making sure that Sahira was staying along.
That's 17.
13. My dice don't like me.
Alright. So, Sahir, as
I
you're
smell something.
as you're walking behind your companions, taking in the smells, getting slightly distracted by that, you are grabbed from behind, and like a talon comes in front of your face. You feel like something sticking into your back. You're getting dragged into an alleyway.
Is the talent actually covering my mouth?
Yes.
So
Joan,
if I speak, it's going to be my shame.
Joan, you don't catch it what happens immediately, but you do, because you're also kind of trying to make sure that the owl you're following and the physician don't get too far ahead.
Mhm.
You notice that it looks like Sahir is getting dragged into an alley by something with black wings.
Will it make a difference if my passive is 18?
Mm,
My incredibly acrobatic maneuvers did not work. He targeted my center of gravity.
You also told the DM to fudge the numbers. This is your own.
yes, you in fact did tell me to roll. You in fact did tell me to fudge it.
I thought that was going to be to my benefit.
Well, let me tell you the consequences of this. You went from a nat 1 to a 24.
What did you?
You've been throwing things that are like 5 levels above us. I figured it was just getting a +10 and it didn't matter.
What did you fudge?
Yeah. Basically, I re-rolled the grapple check. Got a total of 24.
From a nat, so it went from a nat 1 to a 24.
Yes, because people told me to make things more interesting.
You never tell the DM to fudge the numbers and think it's gonna be in your favor. This should be like D&D rule number 1 or something. D&D rule number 1 is don't play a bard that seduces a dragon. That's my own rule. But rule number 2, don't tell the DM to fudge the numbers and expect it to go your way.
Maybe it is in my favor for a good story.
No, it's rule 0. Don't encourage the DM.
Oh. But I am a DM. I feel for them.
Certain times where fudging it in our favor is good, and sometimes, like when you pick a fight with a goddess that you can't possibly win, where you have to fudge the numbers in their favor, so the game
I
doesn't
didn't ask-
suddenly abruptly end.
I didn't ask you to do that. You didn't have to make me the chosen one.
I
And
wasn't
not
trying
tell
to.
me
You
before it
did
even
that all on your
happens.
own. You brought this upon yourself.
You brought this on the entire party. Because one for all, all for one, one for all, man.
My chosen one, I had 2. I had Emrys and I had Arthur, and then you just weaseled your way in there.
I didn't even try. That's entirely on you.
Don't try to blame the DM for your dumb
Breaking news,
mistake.
Brody found dead in an alley.
What was that?
As physicians use his passive to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I think Joan said she had a 17 for her active one, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna.
Did I notice anything?
You didn't notice.
Need magical glasses, folks. Get the
Um,
got my glasses.
Yeah, Joan
like,
notices
oh.
and Joan notices and be like, "Stay here, damn it!" And just immediately jogs after.
Yeah, like without missing a beat, I'm just gonna be like, "Old girl, hold him there," pointing to the little L, buddy, and then I'm gonna follow after those 2.
Hey, with the money?
No, the bunny is keeping track of our guide.
I'm gonna grapple the owl. Like I'm holding on for dear life so I don't lose you.
When you guys started yelling, the owl and I turned around, seeing you guys run, he's going to go with you.
Oh, perfect.
So like,
I'm still holding on to him. I was given a job and I'm doing it.
he's got nice soft feathers.
She hasn't quite figured out how to follow the normal behavior of the those with bipedal bodies. Thank goodness she doesn't have to breathe, because boy.
Boy, but don't drop her in a vat of alcohol.
What's the first thing Tooth would do?
Shoot. Uh-huh. You are correct.
I'm obviously following because as soon as I hear Joan cry out, I'm gonna turn around. I'm like, oh crap, now what?
Alright, so here, as you're being dragged into the alley, you hear the voice behind you say, どこでスパイ活動をしていると思いますか?
I presume this is not a language I understand then?
Bless you.
Do you speak or understand fantasy Japanese?
Yamato?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. The
Of
voice
course I
is,
did my study.
the person is saying, what do you think you're doing, spy?
He thinks you're a spy?
Bye. Somebody sullied my good name already.
Alright. Trying to think, in-character response, that only slightly caught me off guard. Don't play dumb. I know Dagmar has got you doing something on this island.
Dagmar. Is that the name of the people we were chasing? One of them?
It's the name of one of the people that has that's connected to the medallion that was taken off of the person who bought the box by the owl.
To be fair, I only kind of know who you're talking about. I'm sure this would make more sense over a cup of tea.
Who are you, Uncle Iroh?
Apparently.
Alright.
It's Uncle Iroh with a crazy streak.
Alright. So the rest of you will round the corner and you'll see a Kenku dressed in dark, navy blue kimono. He's got pretty much has Sahir in a chokehold.
Get what inside you?
Okay, what is this?
Oh. You are a genius. Didn't even think about that.
The funniest suggestion.
Yes.
Alright, so when all of you appear in the corners, あなたは、あなたたちは誰ですか? So here that translates to, you all, who are you?
I will say, if they're in a certain distance of me, the TARDIS does translate automatically.
Good point.
So that we all sound like we're speaking common.
Okay. What's that range?
I think, what is it? Would you say it was like 30 feet?
Yeah, probably not much more than that.
Yeah.
With Joan reacting and arriving first, would that happen in time with you guys having to catch up?
I think
Oh,
that will be the last thing that you'll not understand before.
Okay.
Um,
So
so here
upon
will
hear
reply, "These are my newfound friends. I've been hanging out with them for the last couple of days."
actually Joan upon hearing that actually says, it probably sounds something like don't do anything rash and he won't get hurt or anything, but frankly I don't care. Just let him go and we won't have to deal with this the hard way.
but, so here we'll look at the rest of the party and be like, "I swear we're going to solve this over tea eventually."
What is
I
it
have
with you
never
and
had such
tea?
luck.
I can make coffee for you, Joan.
Will do.
I can make coffee myself. Yours isn't bad, but it's not great.
I make coffee?
You should not be anywhere near coffee.
So here is mildly crestfallen.
Your food's great, but your coffee could work.
There's no
Could use some
dusting of the
work.
closing.
Beside the point right now,
Our
who are
friend.
you and why are you kidnapping our friend?
Thank you. That's exactly what I just said. But me being me doesn't really come across very well because I'm me. That answers the question.
I would think that Dagmar's spies would know what it is I'm doing.
Dagmar spies. We're not spies.
Megan,
How do you know who Dagmar is? Never met her.
Telling you, I've been framed.
we're on the same page at all. I have no idea who that is.
I can have a general idea of like who she is in the hierarchy of the society of Shimmer, but I've never met her. I'm not thinking to do so.
Don't you think spies would be a little more hidden?
Considering we had no confirmation that you would be here, or, well, so, to explain how this guy is talking, because he is a Kenku. Who has seen the Michael Bay Transformer movies? So you know
I
how
saw the first one.
I think so.
you know how Bumblebee speaks. It's reminiscent of that.
Oh, so very broken.
Well, it's more so like it's different voices, like a couple words or a
Oh,
phrase.
different. Oh, yeah, you're right, because he was broken. He was broken when they first met. Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of. Ooh.
I saw your butt twitch.
Well, to play devil's advocate, we had no confirmation that Dagmar's spies were here till I saw that medallion you're carrying.
This isn't ours. We found it.
Jonah actually goes to her pocket to actually like pull it out. Like, wait, this was hanging out the whole time.
I'm very perceptive.
X-ray vision.
You may be very perceptive, but you're not very insightful.
I assure you, there's a difference.
Dagmar has many changelings in her espionage service.
None of
I'm
us are
not a
changelings.
changeling.
No comment.
Hey, the desktop doesn't count.
Wait, I thought it was chameleon. I remember that word.
No, that's the outside. I changed the desktop on the inside.
Well, I have a feeling that Jones is going to drink her coffee.
Yeah, like
Even in this tense situation where it's like you're being held hostage by a Kenku in a blue kimono, the physician says that, and Jones just like, and coffee. Because
it's just like
the only
Joan is
right now
kind of taking this only half seriously.
At this point, so here the Kanku like releases you from the arm lock and like pushes you back towards your companions. You can't be her spies. You're too incompetent.
That's what we were trying to tell you.
Joan actually snorts at that. Just like Vaughn just desperately trying to hold back the outburst of laughter.
Well, I appreciate your understanding.
He'll
might be still who you are.
yeah. So he'll like do a slight flourish with his short sword before sheathing it, and doing a shallow bow. Is it Onotoru, retainer of the Kamiyas.
Is this familiar to any of us?
I mean, the Kamiyas are.
Go
The
ahead
Kamiyas.
and roll history checks.
Alright.
Oh, my
Maybe I
dice,
get a good history check.
Damn it.
my dice are coffee.
No, I definitely don't have a good history check.
21.
It's a 9 today.
22.
You said history check? Sorry, I yanked my headphones out of my ears. Okay. Nope.
Where's
Not good.
No, that's not him.
I got an 11.
Oh.
21.
This planet's
Only
very
outdone by the
confusing. I don't know any of the history. Unless it's in the human world.
You so and so here what would
Be
did
very
you
helpful
get?
in your campaign.
A 9.
None of you know.
Well, I
What?
None of us know.
No.
Even with a 21 and a 22.
Who got a 22?
destroy it. Roll it.
The bunny.
Look at him. He's eating.
I got a 21. Megan got a 22.
Well, roll it. Snag it. You rolled a nat 1. You're not very good at this.
Yeah. So not even the bunny knows.
Darn.
You rolled a 1 again. I mean, admittedly, this is a d12, but you're not very good at this. You didn't even do damage. Yes.
So none of you have ever heard of a Ono Toru.
Bless you?
I think that's a name.
Is Onotoru your name or a title?
It's my name.
Okay.
Oh.
I recognize the name of the complex, but
Well, we're doing names. I'm the physician.
Nope.
Mm.
No recognition there. That's 2 natural ones.
That's not
she's an
concerning at all.
intrigue's daughter.
Ooh. BRB, gotta go put retainer in.
And I'm
So
instantly intrigued this daughter. I might sound like I'm from Schimber, but I'm not. I'm from the Grand Duchy of Swampville.
I can tell the difference. I work with, or I work on behalf of Lady Hana, or Lady Fleur.
so you're looking for changelings?
It is difficult to explain. Uh, Ancient deities of this world, called the Twin Divine, have chosen this island's founders, the Order of the Swan, for different roles. Lady Hana, Lady Fleur, has powers of an oracle. She foresaw her mother sending spies here. To do what? We don't know. She has me
Did
and
she
Turku
run off
working
with
on
the
it.
son of the enemy?
What was that?
Did she run off with the son of the enemy?
Uh, from Dagmar's perspective, I suppose.
Totally
She,
making a guess.
from
I
what,
just
What
did
did you
read
say, Jen?
Romeo and Juliet.
From what we understand of Dagmar's understanding is that she thinks that Lady Miss Olivia has brainwashed or charmed Lady Hana into marrying and coerced her into marriage. However, I know full well that is not the case.
Nah, done that.
Oh, so more
No,
noble
not.
paranoia. Ugh.
Welcome to politics. 90% paranoia, 10% actually getting things done.
If you're lucky.
Very true.
I mean, really, how hard is it to just put some money into better road infrastructure? But no, they all have to be paranoid.
Could be worse. But this is essentially a family quarrel. A misunderstanding.
Input. I have been tasked with counter-espionage.
Okay.
Are Dagmar
Said
and
you
Lady
read.
Hana directly related?
What was that?
Are they sisters? Are Dagmar and Lady Hana directly related?
Mother and
Like
daughter.
sisters or something? Oh,
Okay. So
huh.
I have a question. Since you recognized this
Medallion.
medallion, would either one of them have any reason to go after Tong?
Mm. At first, right, initially, I would not think so, but Dagmar is crafty. At least her network is crafty. There could be a connection. We're not to be surprised, considering that both of them are at the highest end of the government here.
I
Though,
mean, if you're looking for political instability, it makes sense. I mean, disabling both the prime minister and also probably one of the strongest wizards on the island. I mean,
that is true.
wait, that it may be possible that the person we're looking for is also the person you're looking for.
Seems likely.
It was extremely likely.
You will hear coming from behind you. I take it the interrogations didn't go well, oh no? And you'll see a winged tiefling also wearing a kimono, but he's got more brighter colors. He had deep red skin and yellow pupilless eyes. I mean, it sounds like that things aren't hostile.
None.
My apologies. I am Hogawa Hisomeruka Aganai.
Got a nickname?
Aganai will work. Aganai will work. Is my virtue name.
Nice to meet you. I'm the physician.
Let's see if he knows. Nope. So, he squints his eyes almost as if he's like thinking about, and it's like on the tip of his tongue, but he's not quite getting it.
I'm just picturing like, I swear I met somebody with that name, but he didn't look anything like you.
What
Zahir gives a half bow. Zahir Kadir.
This is intrigued with his daughter.
Actually, I had a question. Whenever the physician says that, is there any expectation that anyone will recognize the name, or is it just saying it as introduction?
Nope. More what he expects the most people to be like physician.
I don't
Like
know.
more? Is there more to like that? That doesn't sound like a name, you know. And
Mm.
he's gotten that a lot, where it's like, I'm pretty sure that's not your name, but he won't give more than that. So.
Yeah, when he did his introduction, he did a much more respectful bow. So, uh, I hope. I think it's nothing's going on between us the moment, correct? I don't need to bring up my bow.
No, we're
Not
good.
at the moment.
Honestly, weapons.
No.
We're civilized. We can speak without having
Nope.
to resort to animalistic tendencies.
Does our little owlin friend introduce himself at all? Because now we've had 2 rounds of introductions. I'm not sure if the owlin is joined in with us introducing himself.
I am speaking for myself.
Yeah, the Owlin will say, my name is Skihane. And he'll say, like, bowing deeply to Aganai. And I will put all three of these names in the chat.
Thank you.
Actually, I suppose I could do that. Right.
Spelling them phonetically is fine, right?
Yeah.
What did you say, Marco?
Spelling them phonetically is fine, right? You can totally keep getting away with that.
In D&D, that's what I go by. Unless somebody has specifically shown me otherwise. And even then, sometimes I do. I never spell Nunu's name right. But I do now. I used to always spell it with an A at the beginning instead of an E. But
I know that Everell got spelled wrong a lot.
yeah.
Gotta love Saxon. Ah, it was close. It was so close.
And the Kenku.
Oh, did they disappear?
Oh, no. I just didn't hear anything. I'm like, wait, did we lose them? But no, we're good.
Cool.
So proud of you. Sorry, Eric just told me that I'd be very proud or happy to know that he now has a Permia Stegosaurus shirt.
Huzzah!
Yeah, the what?
Stegosaurus shirt now.
Eric would probably be interested in the cause of the state of our living room.
Yes, he would. And it's his birthday today. I texted him happy birthday.
Oh.
Didn't
You are
realize that.
correct.
Eric
What?
has a birthday?
Hold up.
I didn't know that Eric's birthday was 6 days before mine. No.
Alright, Mass.
Everyone
Happy
attend
birthdays in the chat.
I have it down in my planner because I keep track of a lot of people's birthdays that way. And so I saw that it was his birthday when I was looking at my planner earlier today. I'm like, I need to text Eric. I remember the first time I did that though, because he had mentioned it and my brain just automatically like catalogs that information and remembers things. And then, well, almost automatically. It does it very frequently that it feels automatic, but it's not quite automatic. But I remember the first time I texted him happy birthday, he's like, I didn't know it was my birthday. It's like, because you mentioned it at some point, and I wrote it down because I'm me. So now we know the Alan's name as well. Yeah.
The tiefling will turn to Sahir and Sahir, that sounds familiar. Didn't you do own a restaurant or some kind of catering business?
Yes. I've done that before. Both of those things.
Yeah, I think we may have been at your restaurant one time, though. There were more of us there.
Well, it is always good to meet a return customer.
Rude.
Let me guess, you want to use. Let me guess, you want to bring up the tea now?
I mean, if we're all amenable, could be done.
An alleyway is not the place for tea.
You say that, and then you start just hearing like the TARDIS noise. And then you're inside the TARDIS. Or the TARDIS. And then the bunny will look at Joan and go, now tea?
Fine.
Really, TARDIS, how do you do that?
Somebody will look at you
Never
and
mind,
just go,
that later.
"Mm."
What are Aganai and Onotoru's reactions to that?
The rabbit, or I mean, they
The
have,
TARDIS materializing around us.
Both.
there's not really much of a reaction. It doesn't really phase them.
Wow.
And then what better than we did?
They like look around, see that the scenery has changed, and seems like they just accept it.
I mean, an alleyway can be an interesting place for tea, although definitely not the preferred location, at least in terms of proper places to have tea. But it will give you a different perspective on life. Really much better.
The buddy will grab you somewhere and will lead you to her now furbished tea room.
I know. Tsukihane, Hana, on the other hand, has much more of a WTF just happens look on his face.
Yeah, Sukihana is like, Do I notice the look on the poor little Ellen's face?
Yes. I mean, he's not really making it. I mean, he's not really hiding it.
I'll just like pat him on his shoulder. It's like, don't worry, we all felt the same way. Kind of like the bunch.
So here gets into the newly refurbished tea room and he's like, how long has this been here?
5 hours?
Oh, good. I'm glad that this wasn't being kept from me earlier. Thing.
What did I miss?
The TARDIS now has a fully functional tea room.
And also
Anagai
somehow landed on
and
all of
Onotoru
us.
were perfectly fine with the TARDIS materializing around them. Tsukihane is quite confused. So I've tried to comfort him, and the bunny has led Sahir straight to the tea room, and he's looking around very happily and asks how long it's been there, and it's been there for 5 hours.
Now I can do all of this stuff. I can get a couple of good tea bags for everybody. We can get some traditional Japanese tea. Been feeling some lime tea recently, but we can also get like, I don't know.
Is there a place that don't make her coffee? Because I have a feeling she won't be happy with tea.
Will we find
probably-
something that Jill likes?
Jonah will walk in at that exact moment and be like, I'm perfectly fine with whatever tea is served. Preference does not beget what I will drink.
I will also point out that there is a normal person-sized table, and then there is a little table. And the bunny will lead the little owl to the little table to sit at.
The bunny has a friend.
Get some peppermint tea as soothing as we can get it.
Sounds amazing. I will take that one.
Yeah.
But Joe's point, probably looking for the same. We might be looking for the same people. So while Zahir is handling tea, maybe the rest of us can discuss. I know you like to make a show, Zahir, but do you mind if we discuss our investigations as you make tea?
Seems like
Everything
excellent tea
okay,
time discussions.
up there?
What was it? Alright, who was that question directed at?
Marco, who was staring so strangely at the door.
What? Oh no, I'm looking at the wall next to the door. I'm trying to figure out where my sticking out is of certain types of tea.
Oh,
Oh,
Alright,
you
and
just looked so concerned for a moment.
Almost
It's like
trying
you
to.
just seen some. Just thinking.
Yeah, I was also looking at a pre-prepared Erden stuff as well.
alright, I would say that Aganai does say to Tsukihane that honestly, we've seen stranger things.
But here we'll use a large quantity of prestidigitation to warm up the water. And then we'll bring the Japanese tea to the two Kenkus.
there's one Kenku, one
The Kenku and...
winged tiefling.
Oh yeah, the winged tiefling.
Winged tiefling. Ono Tour is the Kenku.
He'll bring the peppermint to... yes, Isaline. And... oh, I keep forgetting their names. The Owlin. Tsukihane?
Yes.
And Joan. And then we'll bring the lime. He'll have the lime tea for himself and bring some for the physician and our bunny as well. Who else is there? Did I get everyone?
That's everyone.
Excellent.
Yep.
Wait, what tea did you make for?
Physician has the lime tea. Joan also got the peppermint tea.
Zing.
And he will serve the Japanese tea that I have not decided on to our two guests with a respectful bow.
The only ones that I know that sound like they might be Japanese, but probably aren't. I know of Darjeeling and Oolong. Those are the only two tea names that I know.
There's
That sounds
also there's
Asian?
orange blossom tea, and there's cherry
that sounds
blossom
good.
tea. They do a lot of floral tea.
Good to know.
I'm gonna go look some up and we'll pick one.
Because I think I have a feeling that Darjeeling and what was the other one I just said?
Oolong.
Thank you. Those ones I believe are Chinese, but I'm not sure.
I do know that Japanese drink a lot of oolong tea. They also drink a lot of green tea. A lot of their stuff has green tea in it.
I mean,
Yeah.
oolong does sound Chinese, and I can say that having taken both Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah. I just
Knowing
know
Dominic,
I feel like kitty.
I see your kitty. Hello, Elvis.
I swear he's out here a second ago.
Do I
Ready for
pick the
this?
very fine one that may or may not actually be in the cabinet? Or we could pick the most common one that is commonly served to guests.
The second
There's
one.
probably more of them too.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you roll?
We'll go the homely served to guests in a home. We'll go with the sencha.
Oh, look at
The green tea.
Alright, Ono and
Not too bad, that time.
Aganai will thank you. And Ono, you say that person that that the two of us are looking for may be the same as the one you are looking for.
Yes, we've recently found out that who we're following might be a who's is probably a changeling. They also, as far as we're aware, they're also the one who brought a fiery joke box to Tong.
someone brought a fiery joke box to Prime Minister Tong.
Yes,
Yes.
through the cottage, but yes.
I keep telling Tyros to have me check the check the mail before we forward it. He never listens.
I'm more concerned he just doesn't remember.
I suppose that's what happens when the people you serve take on an adult child. Not to
Very
speak,
harsh.
not to speak unkindly of him. But what evidence do you have of this?
We did get
That's
shot at
Yes.
by
very
somebody
harsh.
who was. I was in fact shot by somebody with my own likeness. That was not very pleasant. I haven't even been here that long.
Doesn't take long for a changeling to know what you look like.
We could also speak to the other two that we were. It was the most odd of all of them.
What?
Uh, the Skiane will say that I noticed that this changeling came into John and Echo's place yesterday, asking for a joke box and then modifying said box with dangerous amounts of gunpowder and other flammable materials. Now, I didn't happen to see where that was being delivered to, but I can guess that it was delivered to the Prime Minister.
And this chunk of metal is all that remains of, what was this, iron?
uh,
So extremely hot.
Jeez.
If it was loaded with that much gunpowder.
Have you come across this person before? The, uh,
Changeling? Me personally?
they would have to
Not
have.
that I was aware of. But I'm not exactly the most inconspicuous. I go to the markets often and love to talk to the merchants.
It would be unlikely that the spy would be any of the merchants. One of the customers, perhaps, to blend in, but not one of the merchants.
But that would be enough time to, you know, take the likeness of somebody if they happen to be nearby. Right? Or at least save it for later. I don't know how changelings work.
I think they're pretty quick about it.
My ladies say that before they had formed the Order of the Swan, each of them had gone into a shop, and then a couple days later they were accused of doing a crime. but they soon discovered that it was changelings that had used their appearances.
They certainly seem very professional about this impersonation and criminal act of their after business.
The changelings in this case were part of a cult.
Oh, here we go.
But we do not need to worry about that cult. No, Dagmar has more
Why?
sophisticated, has a more uses more sophisticated methods. That that cult was a cult of discord.
You're specifically referring to the changelings that took their appearances from the store.
Yes. But the changelings that Dagmar employs would be more for use of Dagmar's use. Not to cause chaos unless that was a part of the agenda.
Like a distraction?
At the circus, where people turned into crystalline zombies.
Ono will turn to Aganai and say, I was gone for a day and that happens?
I missed it.
We have been tailing a suspicious black-haired teenager who's likely a dragonborn.
It doesn't look it.
It doesn't look it.
Or
And
just a dragon.
yeah, that could be too. And the elf as well.
Elf?
Still
I'm pretty
quite
sure
a
it's a
mystery.
changeling.
What did this elf look like?
Female, long brown hair. Kept their most of their face hidden. Likely able to use pass without trace.
Okay.
What it look like?
What was that?
What does Dagmar look like? Does she look like Lady Hana?
There is a resemblance. You can definitely tell that they are related, but Dagmar is half drow. So,
Which would require needing a put up.
so she has dark skin. Purple
Okay.
skin. White hair.
My brain's doing a terrible job. This is the same ambassador we've talked about like 3 times now, right?
Dagmar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Ono will fumble in a pocket before bringing out a picture and putting it on the table. I say, "This is Lady Dagmar, and I will post a picture when the session's done, so I don't have to go looking for it on the thing."
No problem.
Should I ask why the ambassador would need so many spies?
She utilizes the Vanderveen reputation to establish a network and get information that other people wouldn't.
I
And,
certainly understand having eyes all around the town.
and use that information to bend people to her will. You see, Aganai, he'll lean, put one arm
Sounds
on the table and basically do what I'm doing right now and say, yes, in fact, she even used uh, Hana-san to learn that I am a bastard son of a daimyo.
I have any concept of who that is. Feeling the answer to that is no, but I'm willing to roll if I need to.
It wouldn't be a term that you've heard.
Gotcha.
Same for me, I'm guessing.
Since you're from that region and you know the Yamato language, there is a chance you would know. So for you, I would say make a history check.
History. That's the same history check as last time, a 9.
Nope.
What was the term that Agana used again?
Daimyo.
Thank you.
Well, all this business about information seems like it would lead Dagmar into either direct conflict or direct interaction with another unsavory information hog we've met.
You have met Turku, I take it.
Yes.
How did you know?
He is friends with Regent Kamiya. He is friends with Myk'Isle. Lady Hana also asked him to assist me in sussing out Dagmar's spies.
No, this point gets more interesting every hour we're here.
His bleeding drinks for tea.
I had half a mind to drag all of you over to Turku to confirm if you were changelings or not, since he can see through transfiguration and illusions. Disguises.
I prefer to go back there.
Me too.
I'm glad we were able to settle this over tea instead.
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing we're not.
But I do have good news. There's only one. Dagmar has only one spy on the island. Bad news is one of her best.
And who might that be?
So it's an inside job.
If I knew that person's actual name, I would tell you. But for a spy to be a very good one, you do not know their identity.
I wasn't
Is there
exactly
a
asking
name
about
that they
their
go
actual
by?
name. Yeah, name they go by. You know, if they're one of the best, then they obviously have something they're referred to as.
If it's just an agent number, like in the Cobra Spy Ring in Revolutionary War, I'm going to applaud you for your history reference.
Obviously,
bunny-
double.
You just gave me an idea.
Damn it! We broke rule 0.
I was gonna say the buddy's gonna run over to the session, and this tap really can go face scanny.
Face scan. Ah, yes, face scanning. What do you want me to do about that?
Changeling, face scanning.
Oh,
This is this changeling goes by moniker of Maxwell Smart, Agent 86. I am severely disappointed. I have seen no reactions from any of you.
Wait, I'm trying to remember what
I
you
do.
just said.
I
Maxwell
All right,
Smart.
my father texted me. So what did you say?
This
Maxwell Smart, Agent 88. It's from Get
86.
Smart.
Agent
86.
86.
It's
Sorry,
from
there
Get
were.
Smart.
Yes. From Get Smart.
Oh,
I haven't
I've
seen Get Smart,
only
but I know,
seen that
but I guess the
once.
reference.
Yeah.
Disappointed in all of you. It's a good show. Old, but good.
Never watched it.
I've got a
it's
serious
been a
backlog.
very, very long time.
I have other old series that I enjoy watching. My apologies that I did not choose the one that you are interested in. I have to make a Murder She Wrote reference. Golden.
Strangeling goes by Maxwell Smart, Agent 86.
You think the best would be 01.
However, while Jennifer may be clueless,
Correct position, not.
I got an 18 on a. I guess it would technically be a history check for him.
Yeah. That's the name of a TV show character.
He's just gonna like narrow his eyes and he'll go, "No, that can't be real. What's your real name?"
Well, we're talking about the spy that Dagmar has on the island
Oh,
for her
oh
best.
no,
That's
that
the name he
that
goes.
can't be. I gotcha. No, that can't be real. What's the real name? That's fake. I know, because I watched that TV show, and you don't even know what TV is. How would they even know? Now I'm confused.
Are they like Turku from another whatever? Or
What?
does the characters even know that? Never mind.
I don't think anyone would know that.
Yeah. Never mind.
Well, I mean,
No.
actually, no. Turku did say, like, yeah, this is not the first world I've conquered. Or something to that effect.
Okay.
So.
And also, they're the physician. Like they know
Yeah.
some strange things that can't be possibly from this world either. Like, are they like you or Turku or something?
No. No, they're a bumbling idiot human spy from the 20th century. That's supposed to be funny. It's like a comedy. You know, kind of like A Midsummer Night's Dream, except without, romance. He's just using all these references that you have nothing to go on.
And Anthony's just staring at him, trying so hard to understand, but then at the same time, it's like, no, just.
I
Let
love
it
the
And
map
he's
pass.
of
now
this city
opposed.
you've given me. You haven't told me what continent it's on.
And the funny thing is for the physician, the only thing that would occur to him is that maybe A Midsummer's Dream has not come out yet, and that maybe you haven't read any of or seen any of Shakespeare's plays at this point. That's all that's going to go through his head, where he's just like, because he's not thinking about the fact that, the world's a really big place and that for a long time it was very small. To a lot of people.
Yeah. So, as the physician is going on about, or making references, like, you can see, like, Ono and Aganai are giving him, like squinty eye for Aganai, like, turns to. Oh, no. Before Ono, like, turns to Aganai, is like, do they come. Does it physician come from the same place as Prime Minister Tong and Lady Mori?
No.
Add TARDIS.
No. By the same place, you mean the same galaxy? Possibly. I don't actually know what galaxy he's from. I don't think he does either.
Actually, at that, Joan just like deeply drinks from their tea. She's like, okay, here we go.
And it's that point where everyone just like awkwardly sips their tea.
The physician hasn't even noticed anything awkward because he's still trying to like, no, they wouldn't know that. Maybe if it's like no, and I've got to explain this. He's just
trying to figure out how to
totally
explain his name.
Actually, after a little bit, Joan will just like stop drinking from their tea and just like, do you think it would be easier just to show us all this stuff?
Yes, it would. Oh, old girl, you still have that old TV set somewhere?
Yep.
Perfect. Hold on. And he just like bolts from the room.
What if we
Okay, so now that he's off somewhere, how have you two been going about trying to find this changeling?
I love that you literally just sent the physician off like Fiona does to Donkey and Shrek. Blue flower, red stones. Blue flower, red stones. What's the flower for? Here, Donkey.
It'd be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind.
So
Just find the blue flower, red stones.
so Organize says, well, I suppose to explain, the two of us were a part of an adventuring party before he offered to become Hana-san's retainer at her and Miss Olivia's wedding.
Mhm.
So, really, I'm mostly here to just help or just be a friend or one of many friends that Lady Hana has for while her spouse is away. Because, you probably heard what kind of state she's in right now.
With my concert, Kamia. She's very nice. And very far along.
From what I hear any day now. Then, honestly, to the point, mostly been relying on Hana-san's visions. Like I said, she has powers of the Oracle.
Mm.
She has visions of the future. And she foresaw there.
Are you allowed to change? If they're visions of the future, are you allowed to change those?
Wibbly wobbly, timey
At,
wimey
at this
stuff.
moment, the physician will return with this big box, and he'll just be like, "Oh no, no, no! You can't mess with time. You can't. That causes all kinds of problems. Trust me. I've been there. I've done that. I really should stop messing with it." And no, I'm not very good at listening to my own advice. Don't mess with mine. Bad
Sounds like
things
a
happen.
fascinating story. Never mind the fact that I may or may not wrap my head around it. I want to hear it nonetheless.
Dare I ask what the box is?
It's a television set. Emily's gonna
Like,
plug it in.
what
Push
kind
a
of
button.
what kind of TV are we talking about? Are we talking like
Oh, we're talking like one of those.
CRT or
We're talking one of those ones that has like the rabbit ears and you have the spin dial.
So, like one of the
Because
60s.
keep in
Those
mind,
races.
the doctor, any technology the doctor would have gotten from the human world probably came from the 60s.
Yeah.
oh, that far.
So
Ooh,
we're, yeah.
that's
We're
pretty
like a
small
Ray
screen
2.
then. Okay.
Way too small screen.
Yeah, Ono will say, that's very different from what Prime Minister Tong forced us to watch.
What
Well,
she forced
I'm
you to
old
watch?
school.
N-
And he'll pop a VHS tape in.
Oh my gosh.
And there'll be like a bit of static at first, and then like the Get Smart people come on. He'll be like, "This is what I'm talking about."
Why is the picture moving?
This is a moving picture box. You get a camera on the actors, and you film them, and it like records them, and then you put it on a tape, and then you shove it in the TV, and the TV plays it back.
The hero is kind of mesmerized by this,
Is
and he
it a
goes,
spell with
"Does this go with the rest of the messing with time story, or is this entirely different?"
No. This is I'm just explaining how this spy can't have this name because this name came from the future, from a fictional character. Now, messing with time, that's a whole other thing. My people specifically keep other people from messing with time so that the timeline doesn't come all unraveled and then, the universe implodes. Though I will admit, I have sunk Atlantis 3 times. Yeah, shut up.
What? So, it was mostly keeping an eye out for any signs that Dagmar sent any spies, which had no confirmation until this afternoon.
And then Joan actually like goes in her pocket and pulls out the medallion. Like when good old Tsukihani took this from the changeling, and then I took this from him.
Hey. Oh, I know. It translate. Yes.
Well, now that we all know about it, it's not like we can still use. I don't know. What's that spell again? Locate object.
Any of you have locate creature?
I don't think so.
I don't. I could look through my master's spell book, but I don't.
I, as the bunny, do not. I, as the TARDIS, do.
Oh, that's true. The thing is that when you locate something, we kind of like need a way to like look on. Like we need to. Well, I guess if we're looking for a changeling, let me poke around for a bit, and he'll kind of walk off again.
Right.
Which library do you think he's going to this time?
Yeah. Ono will.
Console room.
Yeah. Ono will point at Iseline. You're a wizard, are you not?
Yes.
You can learn locate creature.
Probably.
I have faith in you. I presume you're more capable of pulling off wizard magic than, my own parlor tricks.
Damn it. Damn, that is not on the wizard spell list.
Locate
Locate
creature.
creature?
Oh, yeah. Oh no, that's oh boy, no, that's way out of everyone's league.
Locate creature?
Yep.
Medea knows
Well-
locate object, but Medea is not
We
here.
can
And she'd
we can
probably
roll.
come kicking and screaming if you tried to make her do it anyway.
Erden has locate
We can
object.
roll to see if the doctor can get it working
yes.
on the ship, but
Here,
that's entirely up to you.
remember the investigation?
Yeah, we can
That's
roll for that.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
That's I'd rather be doing.
D100, you get to add 15 if you can make an actual reference to how you're going to do this.
Yeah, I do.
I
We'll
I don't
say
know.
a D100.
That was a whole 9.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking of a high number. No. Let's see.
You guys will kind of just like see the bunny's ears go down and her, and the bunny's gonna go walk off to help the physician.
You obviously don't know where my controls are. That is very true, because he definitely threw the instruction manual into a supernova because he disagreed with it.
Can't he go back in time and then just take it the moment he leaves that supernova?
why am I not
He-
surprised that he threw it into the supernova? Because he disagreed with it.
Technically, and for the most part, he tries really hard not to. It's really dangerous to cross your own timeline because it could create paradoxes. So I imagine that he would avoid it for something as trivial as a book.
But it's a non-trivial book. It's the operation manual. I don't know, is there like a million different maintenance notebooks somewhere that you can cross-reference? I don't know.
Well, you see, there's this woman, and he has these great interactions with her where he's like watching her fly his ship, and he's like, "You can't have landed her. It didn't make the noise." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You know, the noise.
Mm.
It's not supposed to make that noise. You leave the brakes on." And he's like, looks all offended. He's like, "Well, I like that noise, okay?" Because I don't want to admit that maybe she's right.
Squealing as I come to Earth.
Considering that it's supposed to be flown by 6 people, I'm not surprised he flies with the brakes on.
My personal favorite, and it's a little bit of a spoiler, but he has another interaction with her where he's like, "Don't push that button. You want to push that button." And she looks at me and goes, "Why? That empties out the
Sewage container
it
on
was-
deck 4 or
yeah.
something.
yeah, sewage container on, like, I think it was deck 7." And he goes, "Oh, I better stay away from deck 7."
Why that particular button is that particular thing? Who knows?
If I push it and something happens, cool. If not, well, there's other buttons. Wrong lever.
Why do we even have that lever?
Because the doctor likes funny levers that do strange things.
It makes silly noises.
noises, flashing lights. So it is 10:15,
Yep.
and I do have a very, very sore neck right now.
Yep.
It's giving
I
me a
just
headache.
sent the last message of the game, so.
I was gonna say, I will try not to read your screen.
Oh yeah.
Well, because for this we put it up on the TV as well, and so I'm sitting here like, don't metagame, don't read the screen.
I just saw a message and clicked on it.
Here, I did not read the message because I looked at who was sending the message and I'm like, that is only Arthur and my husband. It's like, nope, I'm not supposed to see that.
Yeah, so.
I'm very scatterbrained. We haven't had time to recuperate.
We really haven't. Like, we were gone from home for like basically 2 weeks, and like